So how do you, for those men that are listening to this and
Yeah.
maybe got that realization just as you described your clients are getting, right? And that minute, and they're like, oh, I am afraid of a woman. And they say to
Okay.
themselves, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to open up and be vulnerable to a woman. I don't want to be afraid anymore. What are some of the things that they can do to start to move in that direction?
Well, my answer is going to be a little counterintuitive because it
Okay.
starts in a direction that might surprise you and might surprise them, which is it doesn't start with women, it starts with men. It starts with other
Okay.
men because it is too threatening to start with a woman because there's too much baggage, there's too much fear, it's too intimidating to start off being vulnerable with a woman. So I had an experience. I've been running groups with men for about 15 years. And most therapists, first of all, therapists gossip terribly about men. And
Okay.
part of my crusade is I've been going around the country doing workshops for men and giving therapists a lot of crap about the way they talk about men, which I love.
Can you give me an example of some of this? Not direct gossip, but
no,
an idea
absolutely
of what
direct gossip. I'll give you direct gossip. So there's a book that is a book written for women who want to work with male clients.
Okay.
And they basically talk about men like they're retarded. They basically talk about men like you would treat a retarded child. And they basically say, so when you work with men, you have to really be careful, and they're not very good with feelings. And so you have to kind of dumb it down for them. And so I said to the author that she's teaching this in a class. And I said, imagine if you'd written that paragraph about African-American clients. You would be brought up before a licensing board. If you'd written, or about gay clients, or or anybody else. Imagine if you'd written about. But why is it that we think you can say things like that about men and nobody seems to mind?
Is it because of society's view of men and that we should just be able to just take anything?
Yeah, well, because we think men are stupid, because we think men are emotionally retarded, and I'll give you another perfect example. If you go to the computer right now to Google and you type in the word narcissist, what will come up on your screen?
Isn't it a picture of a man?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the worst insults you've ever seen. And more importantly, it's I don't know if this is a word, uncurable. So in my day, when we talked about narcissism in school, we talked about how to treat narcissism. It was considered treatable. It was
I thought narcissism was a spectrum. There's a difference between everybody has a form of narcissism. There's a difference between narcissism and a narcissist.
Well, here's a little factoid for you. It's a test, MMPI. It's a personality test. Graduate students in psychology the average graduate student in psychology has an elevation in the narcissistic scale. How about that? Okay. So now we were trained in how to deal with narcissism in psychotherapy. But now narcissism is just another way of talking about men. And it is now considered, so all the articles online are, 10 tips for spotting a narcissist. And the solution is always, get the hell as far away as you can. It's never like how to be nice to him, how to help him. It's like a disease for which there is no cure. Another example. Yeah, the
younger generation says that toxic men is just another form of saying a narcissistic male. But I know a lot of toxic women out there too, by the way.
Right. But it's never done with any compassion or empathy. It's a death sentence. If you, once you have, sorry to use this term, the N word put on you, it's like, that's a death sentence. That's it. Tell all your friends, Fred is a narcissist. Stay as far away as you can. So again, this is all, I've forgotten the term, the opposite of misogyny is androgyny, I think is the word. It's not androgynous. I always forget the word, but it's male bashing.
If you like that clip, go ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to catch up on all of our latest content. Don't forget to hit the notification button when you do subscribe so you can get updated every time we release content. We release content every day, whether it's an actual show or clips from the shows. So go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. Also, don't forget our Patreon page where you can find our Talking Straight-ish and After Hours Uncensored episodes. That's patreon.com/unsolicited perspectives. But once again, thank you again for listening to Unsolicited Perspectives. I'm your host, Bruce Anthony, and I'm going to catch you next time. I'll holla.